Why is it that some people seem unstoppable, achieving 10 times more than everyone else even though we all share the same 24 hours each day? It isn't just raw talent. It isn't luck. It comes down to a rare, hidden skill that separates the extraordinary from the average. This hidden ability has been studied by Professor Newport and observed in the lives of the greatest minds in history. What did these high achievers all share? They mastered one essential superpower, the ability to silence the noise of the world and lock their attention onto what truly matters. This practice has a name: deep work. It's the art of working with total, distraction-free concentration on the tasks that stretch your mind and shape your future. But here's the question: why is deep work so powerful? And more importantly, how can you train your own brain to do it? We live in an age where distraction has become the norm. Endless scrolling, constant notifications, and information overload are pulling our attention in 1,000 directions. Life feels faster, noisier, and more chaotic than ever before. In such a world, the ability to focus deeply is no longer just a skill. It's a survival tool. Imagine being able to cut through the noise and drop into hours of meaningful, undisturbed focus at will. Imagine producing work that is not just good, but exceptional. Work that makes you proud, moves your life forward, and sets you apart from everyone stuck in shallow busyness. That's the promise of deep work. And in this journey, you'll discover exactly why focus is the ultimate competitive advantage, why it fuels happiness and meaning, and most importantly, how you can train your mind to build a brain that refuses to be distracted. So, let's step into the challenge of our times, learning to focus in a world designed to keep us unfocused. Let's be honest, focusing today feels almost impossible. Every device, every app, every platform is fighting for your attention. Notifications buzz, emails pile up, and social feeds never end. In this digital storm, deep work, true, distraction-free focus, feels like a relic from the past. Think about it. Most knowledge workers spend their days chained to their inboxes, juggling messages, meetings, and menial tasks. Real concentration has become so rare that many people go weeks without experiencing it. And that's exactly the paradox. The scarcer deep work becomes, the more valuable it grows. Here's the truth. The ability to drop into deep concentration is a superpower. It's what separates those who merely stay busy from those who actually move mountains. Shallow work keeps you spinning your wheels, checking emails, formatting documents, sitting through endless meetings. But deep work? That's where breakthroughs are born. Writing a powerful article, crafting a new idea, learning a difficult skill, solving a problem no one else could solve. Deep work is not about doing more. It's about doing better. It's the difference between drowning in tasks that don't matter and rising above with work that truly makes an impact. The challenge, of course, is that the modern world is built to scatter your mind. Social media thrives on keeping you hooked. Multitasking tricks you into thinking you're productive when you're really just distracted. And each time you switch tasks, your brain leaves behind what scientists call attention residue. A part of your mind stays stuck on the previous task, slowing you down and draining your focus. This is why most people never reach their full potential. They're constantly pulled from one shallow task to the next, never entering the deep zone where real progress happens. But here's the good news. If you can train yourself to resist distraction and dive deep, you'll hold an advantage almost no one else has. Because while the world gets noisier, those who learn to go silent, to focus, to go deep, will rise above. Deep work is no longer optional. It's the path to mastery, effectiveness, and freedom in a world addicted to chaos. Deep work as a path to mastery and achievement. So here's the big question. What's the real secret to becoming the best in your field? According to Newport, it comes down to two rare abilities. First, the ability to learn hard things quickly. Second, the ability to produce at an elite level, where your work is both high quality and done with speed. Both of these abilities demand one thing: deep work. When you focus intensely on a complex task, Your brain isn't just thinking, it's rewiring itself. Neuroscientists tell us that every new skill, whether intellectual or physical, is built from brain circuits made up of billions of neurons. And when you push your brain to master something difficult, you're not only firing those circuits, you're strengthening them. How? Through a powerful process called myelination. Each time you practice a challenging skill with full concentration, your brain wraps the relevant neurons in a fatty tissue called myelin. This insulation makes those circuits fire faster, cleaner, and stronger. Over time, you literally build a sharper, quicker brain, wired for mastery. That's why uninterrupted focus is so critical. Let's say John is trying to learn coding in JavaScript. If he's also scrolling TikTok, his brain is firing random circuits, scattering energy everywhere. But if John shuts out the noise and dedicates himself fully to coding, he's carving the exact neural pathways he needs. That's how skills are forged. That's how expertise is built. And it doesn't stop there. Deep work also unlocks your ability to produce at the highest level. Most people spend their day switching from one task to another, leaving behind what psychologists call attention residue. When you move from task A to task B, your mind doesn't instantly switch. A piece of you lingers on task A. The more often you switch, the more residue piles up, and the harder it is to give your best to anything. Think about how much time we lose to these tiny shifts, checking your inbox every 15 minutes, glancing at your phone during a project, jumping between tabs. Each moment may feel small, but the cost is enormous. If your focus is fractured, your results will always be average. Deep work fixes this. By training your brain to stay locked on one meaningful task, you unleash your full creative and intellectual power. That's when you step into the state of flow, a mental zone where time disappears, challenges feel energizing, and happiness comes not from relaxing, but from doing something hard and worthwhile. Psychologists have found that flow is one of the highest forms of human happiness, and deep work is one of the most reliable ways to trigger it. Flow equals happiness. Deep work equals flow, which means deep work equals happiness. When you learn to work deeply, you don't just achieve more, you become more. You master skills faster, you create work that stands out, and you live a life infused with purpose and meaning. This is why deep work isn't just a productivity hack. It's the pathway to mastery. It's the bridge between where you are now and the extraordinary version of yourself you're capable of becoming. Principle 2. Embracing boredom. Here's a hard truth. Most people can't stand boredom. The moment there's silence, the moment life slows down, they reach for their phone. Social media, texts, news, or Netflix, anything to fill the gap. But if you want to master deep work, you must flip this habit. You must learn to embrace boredom. Why? Because boredom is not the enemy. It's the training ground. It's the mental gym where you strengthen your focus. If you always run from boredom, your brain becomes addicted to constant stimulation. It starts craving the quick hit of entertainment, and as a result, your ability to focus weakens. Stanford researcher Clifford Nass discovered that heavy multitaskers, people who constantly bounce between tasks, actually rewire their brains to be worse at filtering distractions. Their minds become scattered, restless, and unfocused. The more they multitask, the harder it is for them to concentrate. That's why embracing boredom is so powerful. By resisting the urge to fill every empty moment, you train your brain to tolerate stillness. You build the muscle of attention. How to train your brain with boredom. Cal Newport offers practical strategies. 1. Don't take breaks from distraction. Take breaks from focus. Instead of letting distractions creep in whenever they want, schedule them. Decide ahead of time when you'll check social media, email, or watch TV. Until then, stay fully locked into your work. When your brain knows distraction has a set time, it becomes easier to resist during focus hours. 2. Practice productive meditation. This means using low-effort activities like walking, showering, or jogging to think deeply about one problem. Each time your mind drifts, gently bring it back. It's simple, but it's like lifting weights for your brain. Over time, your ability to hold focus strengthens dramatically. 3. Respect the cost of distraction. Never tell yourself, it's just 2 minutes on my phone. Those 2 minutes leave behind attention residue that can ruin your focus for the next hour. Losing an hour can ruin your day. Focus isn't a switch you flip on and off. It's a state you build through practice and protection. So here's the challenge. Don't run from boredom. Sit with it. Train with it. Every time you resist the urge to escape into distraction, you sharpen your ability to go deep when it truly matters. The world rewards those who can stay focused in a distracted age, and learning to embrace boredom is one of the most powerful steps you can take on that path. Principle 3. Quit social media. Here's a bold truth. Most social media platforms are not designed to serve you. They are designed to use you. Every notification, every infinite scroll, every like is engineered to hijack your attention and keep you hooked. The cost? Fragmented focus, endless distraction, a weaker ability to think deeply. Now ask yourself this. What would happen if you stepped away? What if, for 30 days, you disconnected completely? No Facebook, no Instagram, no TikTok, no Twitter. For many people, the result is surprising. They feel lighter, calmer, and more present. They find themselves more productive, more creative, and even happier. But then comes the paradox. Even after feeling the benefits, most people drift back into old habits, scrolling for hours each day. Why? Because social media promises instant gratification, quick connection, entertainment, and the illusion of meaning. But behind that promise are hidden costs, distraction, wasted time, and a weakened mind. The question is simple. Are you using the tool, or is the tool using you? The 30-day social media cleanse Cal Newport suggests a powerful reset. A 30-day social media cleanse. Here's how it works. 1. Stop immediately. Log out of all platforms. Don't delete your accounts. Just step away completely. No announcements, no goodbyes. Just stop. 2. Observe your life. For 30 days, live without these platforms. Notice how your mood shifts. Pay attention to your productivity. Watch how your relationships feel without the constant background noise of scrolling. 3. Evaluate at the end. After 30 days, ask yourself 2 simple questions for each platform. Would my life have been noticeably better if I had used this? Did anyone truly notice or care that I was gone? 4. Decide with clarity. If the answer is no to both, consider quitting permanently. If the platform adds real value, reintegrate it, but with intention, not addiction. Reclaiming your attention. Social media is not evil, but it is dangerous when used unconsciously. The goal is not to abandon tools that help, but to use them with purpose. Instead of asking, what am I missing if I quit? Start asking, what am I missing by staying addicted? When you free yourself from digital noise, you reclaim your most valuable resource, your attention. And when your attention is yours again, you can pour it into the things that truly matter. Your goals, your growth, your relationships, your dreams. Remember, every hour you spend scrolling is an hour you could have spent building, creating, or living. Your focus is your life. Guard it. Principle 4. Have a shallow work budget. Here's a counterintuitive truth. You don't need more time. You need more focus. Think about this. Many people believe the answer to productivity is adding more hours, working longer, grinding harder. But history proves otherwise. In 2007, the company 37 Signals, now known as Basecamp, cut their work week from 5 days down to 4. They reduced hours by 20%. And guess what? Their productivity didn't fall. It skyrocketed. Why? Because when people had fewer hours, they naturally focused on what mattered most. They cut the shallow, meaningless tasks and doubled down on the deep, valuable work. This is the power of having a shallow work budget. Deep work versus shallow work. Shallow work is everything that feels busy but doesn't move the needle. Emails, status meetings, formatting, routine reports. Necessary sometimes, but rarely meaningful. Deep work is where growth happens. Writing, creating, learning, solving hard problems. If you don't control shallow work, it will flood your schedule until there's no room left for depth. That's why you must set strict limits. Schedule. Every minute. Cal Newport suggests something radical. Schedule every minute of your day, not just your meetings, not just your deadlines. Every single block of time, planned. Decide when you'll do deep work. Decide when you'll handle shallow work. Decide when you'll rest. This isn't about being rigid. It's about being intentional. If something unexpected comes up, adjust the schedule. But always know exactly what your attention should be on in this moment. Batch and budget. Here's the key. Create a budget for shallow work. Decide how much time each day you'll allow for low-value tasks and stick to it. Maybe it's 1 hour, maybe 2. But never let it consume your entire day. Batch shallow tasks together. Handle all your emails at once, group your calls. Save your admin work for a specific time block. This way, shallow work doesn't spill over into the hours meant for your best, deepest thinking. Do less, but better. The truth is, greatness doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right things deeply and consistently. Protect your time. Guard your energy. Build a life where your best hours go to the work that matters most. Because at the end of the day, nobody remembers the emails you answered or the meetings you attended. They remember the deep work, the ideas you created, the skills you mastered, the impact you made. When you budget shallow work, you create the space for brilliance. And in that space, you'll find your best ideas waiting to be discovered. Conclusion: focus as your superpower. Here's the truth. The world we live in is only getting louder. More noise, more speed, more distractions designed to pull you in and keep you busy but never fulfilled. But here's the opportunity. While everyone else drowns in shallow work, you can choose a different path. You can claim the rarest skill of all, the ability to focus deeply. Deep work is not about working more hours. It's not about grinding yourself into exhaustion. It's about working with purpose, with clarity, with full attention. It's about stepping away from the noise and channeling your energy into what actually matters. Think about it. Where your attention goes, your life goes. The things you focus on shape your reality, your growth, and your identity. Every moment of deep focus is an investment in the person you are becoming. This is why deep work is not just a productivity method. It's a philosophy of life. It's the decision to live intentionally, to create meaning, and to chase mastery instead of mediocrity. You don't need to do everything. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to be available 24/7. You need to choose focus. Because in this noisy, chaotic world, focus is your superpower. When you cut distractions, when you embrace boredom, when you quit the shallow habits that hold you back, you create space for your best self to emerge. And in that space, you'll find your deepest work, your greatest ideas, your most powerful growth, and your happiest life. So here's the challenge. Don't just drift through your days. Design them, protect them, fill them with focus. Because the truth is, you don't need more time. You already have 24 hours. What you need is the courage to use those hours with intention. Choose deep work. Build a brain that refuses to be distracted. And watch how your life transforms, one focused hour at a time. That wraps the full rewrite. We now have all 8 sections. 1. Introduction, the hidden power of focus. 2. The challenge of deep work. 3. Deep work as a path to mastery and achievement. Principle 1. The 4 types of deep work. Principle 2. Embracing boredom. Principle 3. Quit social media. Principle 4. Shallow work budget. 8. Conclusion. Focus as your superpower.